I am the Red Cyclone! Ah!
Hello, welcome to another episode of the It Gets Better, I Swear podcast. A podcast about anything and everything. I'm your host, Louis Beans, and I'm here with Merc with the mic.
Hello.
What's happening, Merc?
Not much, man. Same old. Getting ready for this Extreme Rules tonight.
Yes. We just had a great podcast talking about the week in wrestling, and that's called The Wrestling Babble. And you can find that on Merc's YouTube and his SoundCloud as well. Also on RedCycloneInc stuff as well. So you looking forward to that tonight?
Yeah, looks like it's a good card. It's gonna be fun.
Can I ask, what's your favorite? Which do you envision being the match of the night?
There's a few that could be that, but I say it would be the Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler.
I agree. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So something new. I found me a Super Nintendo Mini.
Nice. And so Super Nintendo Minis came out last year, right?
Yeah.
And I know they just like the Nintendo, the NES Mini were sold out almost immediately. So was that the reason you waited, because of supply, or is this just something you didn't feel you needed at the time?
I wanted to get it. I missed my opportunity to get it in the first try, and then I happened to see it in the store, just waiting there, and I'm like, okay.
Okay. Nice.
It was more like an impulse buy than anything, because I did not get to buy it when it first came out.
All right.
It's a little less games than what the NES offered. I think it's 38 games.
Mm-hmm.
You got a lot of classics. You got a lot of games that, again, I was always a Genesis person. I never really had Super Nintendo.
Yeah, same here.
So there's certain games I did play, like Mega Man X and Super Mario World, but that's where it kind of drew the line. Punch Out, I never played the Punch Out that was on it. I never played Kirby Superstar or anything like that. So
yeah, I missed a lot of that stuff too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I wanted to ask you, since you don't have the attachment, what drew you to it? The fact that you never played it, or something else?
Well, it has a lot of good classic games in it, and the fact that I did get the NES one, I kind of wanted both of them.
Okay.
But they also have like games that I wanted to play on it, like Super Mario World, Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past.
It doesn't have All Stars, right?
No All Stars.
Okay.
But I actually own that cartridge, so
yeah, that's a secret top tier game, man. Like,
but I have the NES, and that has Mario 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, so regardless, you have the easy access to all those games.
Yeah. So I'll give you a list of the games that you have on here. Contra 3, the Alien Wars. Donkey Kong Country.
Not too familiar with anything about that besides how it looks, because I never actually played that game past the first stage.
That was the beginning of the Rare teaming up with Nintendo.
That was the first game? Okay.
Yeah. They did Donkey Kong.
Okay, no, I know that, but that was the first collaboration?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
It was that and Killer Instinct.
Oh, and so, correct me if I'm wrong, they were exclusive, right?
Yep.
For a long time as well, right?
Yep, until Xbox bought them.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so you have Donkey Kong Country, Earthbound, which is actually an American version of Earthbound.
And that's an RPG, right?
Yeah, that was through in the Smash Brothers NES and Lucas. It came from that game.
Okay. And the little thing with the big nose.
Yeah,
it's a Saturn. There you go.
Yes, they come from that. Final Fantasy 3, F-Zero, Kirby Dream Course. Kirby Superstar.
Question about Final Fantasy 3. Is that the one that's actually 6 in Japan?
Probably. I'm not sure.
Because yeah, there's a whole misnumbering thing with Final Fantasy, and
Yeah.
there's one game that's like it's a completely different number in America than Japan, and I don't understand why. So, all right,
Mega Man X, Secret of Mana,
okay.
Star Fox. You did a playthrough of Secret of Mana, right?
No, I played Legend of Mana. That's the one
Ah.
for PlayStation.
Oh, okay.
But that's the Secret of Mana is the original game, so
Yeah.
that's cool.
I know they just remade this one for the PS4.
Which game? Secret of Mana?
Yeah, there's a remake on there.
Oh, I didn't know there was a remake of that game. I thought it was a new one in the series. Oh man,
It's a remake.
I kind of want to try it. I'd always thought of that series as being exclusive, but then I realized it was on PlayStation when it was the next generation. So yeah, that's okay. All right, check that out. Okay.
Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
And not regular Street Fighter, right?
No.
Okay, because I know that both of them were on Super Nintendo. Okay. So I mean, that's great. That's like technically the better version.
Yeah. Star Fox.
Mm-hmm.
And exclusively to this would be Star Fox 2.
Yeah, that's the thing that makes it super rare.
Yeah.
Is because this is the actual first like American. Is it period? This is the first version of the game that's ever been released.
Yeah.
Because two never officially came out, right?
Yeah, 2 never officially came out. So yeah,
Cool.
it was exclusive to the NES Mini. The Super NES Mini.
So just owning it is basically taking part in video game history. There you
go. Super Castlevania 4, Super Ghouls and Ghosts,
Mm-hmm.
Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG, Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Super Punch Out. There's a lot of supers.
Well, I remember Nintendo was very, very strict on their naming convention.
I see. The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, which probably is by far one of my favorite Zelda games, and Yoshi's Island.
I still have never fully played Link to the Past. I've always got up to like a few dungeons in, and something has happened. Because then again, I never actually owned the Super Nintendo.
Yeah,
I've never emulated that game because I just wasn't in my head.
Yeah.
You know?
They did kind of like a remake of it with between the Link Between Worlds.
And that's for what?
3DS.
Oh, really? That's not. Okay,
Yeah,
so
the game was very, very similar to Link to the Past.
Would you say would you recommend picking it up?
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
Okay, all right. Check that out.
Amazing game. It's honestly the only like Zelda games that I appreciate, like the animation and the animated look.
Because they used that for that version. Okay, understood.
Like I wasn't crazy about Wind Waker and the look of Wind Waker, but when they use it in the 3DS games, I actually I don't mind it. It's not that bad.
Cool. All right. So glad to know.
But
I
yeah,
really didn't know about that.
But there's ways you could enhance these SNES Minis, and I was actually looking into it. There's possibly I'll probably try it out. Just the fact that I would really love to play Captain Commando.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, I have a question. Those minis, how easy is it to get a second controller?
Oh, it comes with 2 controllers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Super Nintendo one came with 2 controllers.
And they are custom made? Like can they be detached or they're attached to the system?
No, they're wired controllers. The only thing is the wires are really short. Other than that, they can disconnect, but they disconnect different. They have a different connection. It's not like the old.
Okay, I wouldn't expect them to keep the old thing. I understand. That's a real different type of dedication, right?
Yeah. But yeah, Super Nintendo one came with 2 controllers. The NES one only had 1 controller.
And do they sell ones for that, or did?
Yeah, they usually go for like $10.
Okay.
They're not that pricey.
I have a question. Can you use those on the Switch?
No.
No.
Actually,
the classic games. Or
actually, I think you can because I think the plug they use is the bottom of the Wii controller.
Okay. So it would be exactly the same?
Yeah.
Huh.
I think you could use the controller probably on like the Wii controller.
On the Wii? Oh. That's interesting.
It has the plug to plug it in.
See that? Because I would be like, that would be really useful. if they let you, swap those over whenever you buy the classics for Switch, which I'm sure, because the store is up and running, right? So, yeah, you could buy a bunch of classics on there.
Yeah, especially SNK.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. We didn't really talk about the full release. That the SNK Mini released as well.
Yeah.
And it had the controller and everything. That was the thing we didn't get to talk about.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that full-fledged controller. And I think they said they were contemplating, SNK was contemplating making a stick for it.
Okay.
So, yeah, like, I mean, it's kind of funny for that tiny device to make a full-fledged arcade stick, but hey, why not? Whatever.
Yeah, like honestly, I like when I played like the Xbox arcade games, like the Pac-Man and shit. I used the arcade stick. I don't like the regular controller. If I play like anything like Pac-Man and maybe like Streets of Rage, I actually use the arcade stick.
I was doing that. This might go up on RedCycloneInc YouTube. I was going through I think it's called the SVC Classics.
Yeah.
Because I had that on Xbox 360.
Oh,
and
cool.
since I was doing Fantasy Star Universe, which is on there, I was running through some of the games I had, like, does this still work? What is this? Because some of the games, you'd be surprised, you actually have to go back to the store for some of them and re-download them.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes the game, I guess they didn't renew the licenses and stuff, so you can't get the games anymore.
Oh, okay.
So this wasn't one of them, which is cool. And it's a pretty full-fledged package for just Streets of Rage. This is the one I was telling you about before, that I wonder if they're going to put that work in to the new one that just came out, but I don't think they would because it's too much. Like, it has custom backgrounds and stuff. It has, like, I think you could take the menu music and just play the Streets of Rage music over the background music.
Yeah.
You can select the different soundtracks and for each game you can pick the tile set for the background. That's because like older games are not what would you call it, scaled for the screens.
Yeah.
So you would get a border, and each game has custom borders. So there's Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3 borders. But
I gotta check that out on the last one because I had the Sega Classic one.
it has a cool
PS4.
replay feature that I didn't get too deep into, but I wonder if it lets you start from a specific spot, because it does have states, like save states.
Yeah.
It does not have rewind though.
No.
But the other thing I found out was, dude, those girls, those two girls, Mona and Lisa, are fucking hard. Like, when you get to the end of the game, there's two of them right before Mr. X.
Yeah.
I couldn't beat them without continuing, like, twice. So when I got to Mr. X, I had like 1 life left.
Damn.
It was terrible. They completely beat the shit. And I think it's because it might have to do with the emulation, but for some reason they just are able to grab you before you can ever grab them, and they just consistently fling you. And if you don't get your inputs right on holding up and jump, you'll take useless damage, and then their jump kicks do like half your health. So it's just and it's two of them at the same time, so it's constantly dodging one of them trying to hit you with a drop kick while the other one is trying to suplex you on your head. And like, literally, because the way the character models look, that's what happens to you. It was a nightmare. That's never happened to me before, but GG, Streets of Rage, you whooped my ass.
Streets of Rage is hard.
Like, I made it up to the end without continuing. Like, I was having fun. Like, I was doing infinites on some of the enemies. Like, Streets of Rage 1, I really like that one. I like 1 less than 2, but more than 3.
Yeah.
Like, I really like the soundtrack.
I'll say 2, 1, 3.
Yeah, it's the same for me.
I didn't like 3 that much.
I didn't like how 3 played as much. Like, the music was different, but I didn't mind it. But I don't like how Street 3 plays. You can slide around while you're punching people, and they changed a lot of the stuff. The sound effects sound really weak.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I don't like. But anyway, like, that was a cool thing. I think it's locked behind the store. I don't think you can actually buy that anymore.
What, Streets of Rage?
Yeah, that version of Streets of Rage. That collection version. It's not sold separately. It's like it's a package.
I have that collection.
So yeah, I recommend go back and pop it open, because it's like, I didn't know it was this cool.
Yeah, it was fun. I like the Streets of Rage. I've played them recently.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have
because you
the
bought the new
collection.
one.
Yeah,
Yes.
I have the collection on there, so that was good.
Mhm.
Yeah, Street Racer is always fun.
Always.
Yeah, the Super Nintendo thing. I was looking up how to enhance it to. I think it's up to 500 games,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and it's pretty like the way it's I've seen on YouTube channels. It looks very easy to do,
Yes.
and it doesn't involve you like opening the system or anything like that either. It's just you plugging it in, downloading ROMs, and then putting it like that, and then having the folders.
Yeah, yeah. Also, making sure you own all those games because that's just a backup. Wink, wink.
Yep.
Just a backup. You know,
Yeah.
for
Because I
archival purposes.
yes. Because there's a lot of classics of Super Nintendo games that I would like to play on there.
Mhm.
Like, well, I own quite a few of them. Like, I own Sunset Riders. I own Turtles in Time. I own Tournament Fighter and things like that. But there's games like Captain Commando that is extremely expensive, and I refuse to pay for that.
Yeah, I can see
But
that.
I love the game. The game was fantastic. Like I remember playing that in an arcade. I used to play that all the time on an arcade.
It
It
was
was
violent.
yeah.
It
You
was
had the
actually gory.
And you had the baby in the machine.
Mm-hmm. And the ninja and the
Yeah.
mummy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Those were really fun games. So games like that are ones that I want to play and be able to play on there. So like Captain Commando. Um, I know Spawn had a game on Super Nintendo.
Spawn did have a good Super Nintendo game. Yes.
Yes. I remember the Mask. I played the Mask. It was actually not that bad of a game either.
Mhm.
But there's a lot of those side-scrolling classic games for Super Nintendo that a lot of people don't know about, or they just you can't find them, or they just way too expensive.
There's a few I'm surprised that's not on this though that are typically classified as must-have Super Nintendo games, and there's
Yeah.
3 of them. I would say Turtles in Time is one.
But that's Konami.
No, but so is Super Castlevania.
Yeah,
It's just
Yeah.
weird to me because it's like super close to that system. It's like Turtles in Time is hand in hand with SNES. So
but the thing with Turtles in Time is two different licenses. So one, yeah, Konami owns the patent for the game, but then they also got to get permission for the Ninja Turtles license in order to put it in there as well. And I don't think Konami. I think you know what? I think Konami dig themselves a little grave with that, and like the way they treated Ubisoft when they try to borrow the license to do their little Remember the 360 had the arcade on there?
oh, I know what you mean. I remember that old
So Konami one charged arm and a leg for them to use the license, but they wanted to use it because the fact that they own the rights to the game for the movie, the CGI movie that came out last. So what they did was they charged them, but they would say you only could sell it for 1 year, and after that it was off the market.
Yeah, that's why it's not on the store.
Yeah.
Right.
So I feel that they dig themselves a little thing with that. So coming to do the Super Nintendo Mini, I think it was I think it's probably is the top game requested on here. I think that was the number one game that most people was a little disappointed that did not make it was Turtles in Time. Turtles in Time is probably one of the best Super Nintendo games.
Yeah, but I was making that point. But there's two more. There's Turtles in Time was one.
Yeah.
See, now I done lost my point. I hate when that happens. Damn it! There were the other two games. I just it was like they classified Super Nintendo. I was thinking we'll keep moving and we'll come back to it. It'll eventually just pop in my head and I'll just yell out randomly.
Yeah, and then what's crazy is like I was surprised like the other Donkey Kongs weren't on it. Killer Instinct wasn't on it because of Rare. So that was the other thing also is the copyright with Rare. Rare has Nintendo owns the rights to the first Donkey Kong because Nintendo was more the majority of that game. Rare was more the majority for 2 and 3. So they couldn't use it unless they had to pay Rare or something in order to use it. Same thing with Killer Instinct, and that's the reason why Killer Instinct is not on there either, which is probably one of the biggest fighting games on that system.
Well, I don't think 2 and 3 are well liked though. I don't think Donkey Kong 2 and 3 were good anyway. Like 2 I liked, but I only liked it on Game Boy.
Yeah.
And 3 I heard wasn't that great, and he like just really wasn't a great Donkey Kong Country game.
Mortal Kombat's not on here, and I'm surprised that at least Mortal Kombat 2, but that's not on here either.
Yeah, I can see that. That's an M-rated game though. That I could get it just like no.
Yeah.
Because the package, it does have ratings on it, right?
Yeah, but it has like it has E to T. Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing that's M on there.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. So those are the ones, but Chosen Time it's a very complicated thing about it. That I know why they couldn't use it.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, listen, if they wanted it bad enough, they could have worked something out, but they didn't want it bad enough.
Yeah.
Tano and Konami's been notoriously bad recently.
Yeah.
So I don't expect them to really work hand in hand with anybody that they don't feel if it's towards their advantage. This has nothing for them to shine. It doesn't make them any real money. So I don't think they would jump at the chance anyway.
Yeah.
You know, that's just how they roll nowadays.
Yep.
Don't take my license unless you don't give me money. Although, shout out to the homie Xavier Woods, because him and Solid Snake and I think a different version of Snake, I think it's Punish Snake, are in a new Bomberman game.
Yeah.
So
Xavier
there's that.
Woods. Yeah, and Master Chief.
And Master Chief, yes. But like officially, they're Snake, so they're willing to throw him around for money.
Yep.
And he's in a new Smash, so again, they're willing to throw him around for money.
Yeah.
So you know how it is.
Yeah. But I like the lineup of games they have on it. It's a decent lineup. There's a lot of games I've never played, so I'm actually going into them like for the first time ever. So like Final Fantasy 3, I've never played it, so that'll be something to be going into the first time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'll post some videos on their YouTube channel. That'll probably be a weekly thing. I'll probably post gameplay of the SNES Mini.
I had another one of the games. It was ActRaiser. That was one of them.
ActRaiser.
That's another game that is highly touted as one of the best Super Nintendo games of all time. And I'm like, that's weird that that's not on there.
Yeah.
That's a Square Enix. That's a Square Enix game. And not Gradius. I forgot about that. It's not on there.
Which one?
Gradius.
Gradius. It was on the NES one.
Oh, so they didn't put Super Gradius.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Understood. Okay. No. That wasn't the third game, but yeah, ActRaiser was the other one that's always touted as this is a really high up there Super Nintendo game. So
I'm looking at it now. I recognize it.
Mm-hmm.
I recognize it. It had a really cheesy box.
Oh yes, it did. I think it was up there with like Mega Man. Like it wasn't like a realistic looking dude or something like that.
No, it was just thunder from the sky.
Oh, it was thunder with the word ActRaiser. I'm thinking of, for some reason, I'm thinking of, is it Golden Axe where it's like a muscular dude with a big sword? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember that game. Yeah, I'm not sure why. I was surprised. Chrono Trigger.
That's the other one. Okay, thank you. Okay, yeah, that's the other game. Chrono Trigger. There you go.
That's that's on Square Enix though.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that, but I don't need. There's no bad blood between the two of them because they have both, Final Fantasy games on there and everything.
Yeah, so. There's Final Fantasy and stuff like that, but I think that one should have good in there. But then again, I guess they wanted to not all have all RPG games because there are like 4.
This is true.
So you had Secret of Mana, you have Legend of Zelda, you have Final Fantasy 3, and then you have Mario RPG.
Oh no, isn't there another one on there too? That's an RPG. Because Earthbound. So
yeah,
another one, yeah.
A quarter of the games are RPGs. I can see why I didn't have it.
You're right.
Yeah. But then again, I probably would have because I like the Chrono Trigger.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I know you and many more people would have appreciated Chrono Trigger.
I think I would have traded the Final Fantasy.
Really? See, I don't think that would fly. They would probably fucking had to cut a foot off before he let that game leave.
But the Earthbound game, I don't even know. You know what? The Earthbound is actually a pretty good game as well.
Since you got a controversial take, because people are up in arms about Final Fantasy and they protect that with their lives.
Yeah.
Out of all those games on there, which do you think is the most overrated?
Overrated.
That you've played it, these are all popular games, and you're like, you know what? I don't even like this one that much. Alright, and we're going to take a little break right here just to remind you to follow us on Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, also on SoundCloud. What we do is we have this podcast, the Icky Spit Like Swear podcast. We also have the Wrestling Babble podcast. That's hosted by Merc with the Mic, who's a frequent guest on my show. And that should be on Merc with the Mic on SoundCloud. We post those on YouTube as well. So you can check the Merc with the Mic podcast out on his YouTube channel, which is also Merc with the Mic. And also you can catch the It Gets Better Like Swear podcast as well as the various other playthroughs on the RedCycloneInc YouTube channel. Thank you.
Star Fox. I did not like the original Star Fox.
Okay, good choice. All right. You know what I'm gonna say?
What?
And it is actually controversial because people thought the other games sucked until recently. I think Contra 3 is overrated. I do not think that's the best Contra game, not even by far.
Nope. You know what? I have never played that Contra game, so I'll let you know. And you know what? I just picked up Super C Contra on SNES, and that game is so good.
You know which one I would say, in my opinion, is the best one? Because I was a Genesis kid, Contra Hardcore is my favorite.
Contra Hardcore was really good. That was really hard as well.
It's hard as fuck, dude.
Yes.
But the soundtrack in that game alone makes it better than most of the Contras, because it was, again, I guess they understood what system it was on because it's a Genesis, and supposedly it had the superior sounds, sound chips or whatever.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. They always boasted about bullshit back then, but they knew, whoever handled it, they knew what they were doing. So yeah, props to that game, and I think that is way better than Contra 3.
So yeah, so Contra 3. Mine is Star Fox, and I think I'll get a lot of shit for Star Fox, but I did not like the original Star Fox. I think the Star Fox I fell in love with was the N64.
I think a lot of people did as well, but I think more people like Star Fox 1 mostly because of the technological achievement, and that's probably it.
I think what it is also is the fact that the graphics never caught my eye. I did not like the way it looked.
I only like Star Fox because I thought this is like pushing in the right direction. I didn't think it was there.
Yeah.
I thought it looked like what it is, a bunch of blocks flying around. Yeah. But I thought it was like going in the right direction. That's the reason why I have positive, feelings towards it.
Yeah.
Even though I haven't played it that much.
So yeah, Star Fox would be my overrated one.
Okay.
And then I say Super Mario World is my favorite one.
Okay. Yeah, I would have to agree. Out of everything on there, Super Mario World, yeah.
It's very close second to Mega Man X.
I mean, to be honest, for me, that's probably the only other game I've played it as much. I've beaten Mega Man X, so Super Mario World or Mega Man X is probably the only two games on that whole thing I've ever beaten.
Yeah. But it's a fun. I'm happy with it.
Mm-hmm. Glad you got it.
Me too.
I wanted to bring up Phantasy Star Universe just because I wanted to dig in the dumpster for a little bit. I didn't really want to go official and dig up dates and shit for the game. But hey, do you remember? Let's see. I'm holding the actual case of the game in my hands right now, and I just want to hit you with this. Do you remember the story of Ethan Weber? Do you even know who that is? Is that a human being or a thing?
I don't know.
No, it's actually the red-headed protagonist of the game Phantasy Star Universe, and having started it for a playthrough I'm gonna do on the RedCycloneInc YouTube. Man, I don't know what to think about that. What they were trying to go for, because I remember liking it when I played it back when it came out on PS2, and this was like a while ago, maybe 2000. Because remember, PS2 was still kicking long after it should have been dead.
Yeah.
I want to say 2004. Let me see what the actual date is, because it couldn't have been 2006. Really? Get out of here! Wow. So yeah, there was two. There were actually two versions. It was 2006 when this game came out. Huh.
Yep.
I mean, that does mean it was old. I mean, it is pretty old, because that's what, 12 years old right now.
Yeah.
And I think that's no. The PS, besides this one, the PSP versions were the last version of the game we got. We haven't gotten a different type of Phantasy Star game since those PSP releases. Not even an official American Vita release for Phantasy Star 2, which our friend, the commander, he has a copy of that, and it works and everything. And it's like, hello, Sega, did you forget about it? We had to put up with this shit. We played Phantasy Star Universe. You made us. The thing that is weird about the game is that it tries to be an anime.
Okay.
I didn't know it was framing itself as that when I was getting into it, because I don't believe they put too many trailers out. Like, they probably put out just the initial cutscene. I remember the screenshots. Like, I want to say, because I didn't buy, Game Informer had a big spread about it before it came out, so you got a ton of screenshots and whatnot. But it started on PS2 and then eventually went to 360.
Yeah.
And that's where they, like, I guess they, back then that was the new move. That was basically what we have today. It was like, oh, let's look at the future of the new systems, but we can have a bigger server and whatnot. So that was basically the deal. It was a step up for it, but it's not that great, dude. I feel bad just saying it now, but it really wasn't the sequel we wanted for Phantasy Star, because they put too much story in it.
Okay.
Like the offline story, it's charming, but it's very, very badly voice acted.
Okay.
And you can't change the voice acting to Japanese, so the syncing, it instantly you could tell it doesn't match up. And this was that era when we had that problem still, like late just PS2 in general, yes.
Yeah.
But this is early 360, and dude,
Yeah.
you have to sit there and look at these people's lips and not match up to the sync, and it takes you out.
Bad dubbing.
Yeah, it was very, very present. But to play it, it's not bad. Like, if you liked Phantasy Star Online, it has some good quality of life improvements, like the slight bit of lock on and the strafing that you could do. It made using guns easier, or actually a lot more effective. The first person aiming they put in there, you could actually do that. That was pretty cool. The photon arts, where it was basically like combo extenders, and the more you used them, the more they leveled up. But there's a double-edged sword with that too, because the physical photon arts, some of them were just like, they didn't make sense what your character physically did on the screen. They would be like, have you ever seen like Gary's Mod?
No.
Okay, Gary's Mod is a thing where it was on Steam, and you know what Half-Life looks like, right?
Yeah.
So it's basically like a Half-Life version of like what we would think of Little Big Planet, where it's just a big open world, but it's super more detailed than that. It's like you could literally make a different game in that thing, right?
Okay.
Like, that's where Team Fortress apparently came from. I think it is. Is it Team Fortress, or is Team Fortress Counter-Strike mod? I forget. I think Team Fortress 2 might have came from there. Something like that, right?
Okay.
But it's very, 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 very versatile. But there's a habit of people to just make the silliest shit you've ever seen, and it usually involves just somebody ragdolling at the end of it, and it's kind of like janky. So you would see a character in a nice, like, cool action pose, and the next moment they're like diagonally sideways with their foot like up their own ass. It's like Family. You know how Family Guy does he's standing and he's on the ground in one animation? That's kind of what the specials in Phantasy Star Universe, some of them do that, where it just, your character just starts flying in like a confined space, but like zigzagging in the air and flipping backward. It's weird, dude. It's some shit you gotta see, and hopefully, you check out the playthrough, because I'm gonna go through it again. Oh boy.
Sounds fun. We'll definitely check it out.
And shout outs to the homie Dr. Snipe for hooking me up with the old school PS2 and a copy of the Ambition of the Illuminous, which was the expansion for that game. Apparently, to save space on the Xbox 360, they cut the offline version of that content. So if you own it and you downloaded it, there's no way to play it offline.
Oh,
and today we know the servers aren't up. So literally, if you only had the 360 version, I think without using like nefarious means, you can't play that content, even though you bought it.
Oh, that sucks.
So this is like the only way to play through the offline, because there's an offline version of the content, because they actually made a physical disc, which I didn't know. I think I might have known back in 2006 or 2007 or 8 was when it 7. I see it here. 7 is when the expansion came out. So, forgive my memory. That was 11 years ago. But apparently this is like this and the PC version are the only way to play that type of content. So I'll have to go through it at least once on Xbox 360.
Yeah. Just
for playthrough purposes, so you can see it in all of its lovely, janky glory. That's what that game is, janky glory. So you got that coming out. Also Venom. They released the official pictures of what he looks like now. You see it.
I dig it.
And it looks creepy as fuck.
He better not have a spider on though.
I don't even know. Yeah, you're right. It's only a headshot.
Yeah, like I'm saying, and this is something I said in the beginning. If Venom has a spider on his chest, I'm gonna be mad.
Yeah, because isn't it true that they've made the timeline for this? Like he has not met Peter Parker?
Yeah. Parker is not in his world right now.
Yeah, so that's one thing.
So he should not
just be a black symbiote,
yeah, it should not have any color on it. It should be just a black symbiote. Because the fact that he needs Spider-Man in order, like the reason why it has the spider, because it's Spider-Man.
Yes,
And it's just stood that way.
He just looks big and jacked, so that's fine.
But it looks good. Like the movie's looking really good. Well, he looks good in the movie. The movie is questionable, but he's looking good. I have faith in Tom Hardy. I think he'll be fine as Brock. I already like him as Brock, the look wise, so he kind of has the Eddie Brock look.
Well, he at least he's a good actor.
Yeah,
we know that much. He can be a very good actor. So it hopefully it won't be on him if it's not great. You know what I mean?
And it could be anything could be better than Topher Grace.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. Yeah, man, too many people had close-ups of them crying in that movie. That was weird. You watch Tobey Maguire and his ugly cry face. Get out of here.
Baba face.
Get out of here, you 40-year-old man playing Spider. Get out of here. Stop it. But again, he looks spot on. I'm glad to see that they're really going for that really toothy look. You said you had the name of the guy, right?
Mark Bagley. It looks like a mix of Tom McFarlane and Mark Bagley's art.
Yeah,
because
there's a picture of him. He does have the tongue.
Yeah,
but there also is the newer look is the really Tom McFarlane-ish, where he's only smiling. So you never see it. So you don't see the tongue, but he's like just that creepy only smiles. Like just literally just panels of him, and that's just what he does. It's just smiles. So
I'm looking forward to it. August. Something else in August.
Yeah.
Voltron, season 7.
And this is crazy because How long ago was season 6?
Last month.
Man, this cartoon is doing amazing.
Yes. And the last season was phenomenal. It was great.
I'm still cruising through it, but I'm halfway through 5. Not
Okay.
6.
It's August 10th. Season.
Okay, cool.
It's right around the corner.
Man, I'm excited because I'm thinking about right now where I'm at in the story and where it goes. I don't want to know because I don't want to have anything spoiled.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, like, regarding that series, it's just been the same cast and crew that's going on and on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They haven't changed anything. No, everyone is the same. But yeah, it's a fantastic series. I can't wait to really get into it and talk about it. But it's a beautiful.
Should I ask you? Is this the first? Is it unprecedented for this amount of, like, I don't know if you want to call it not love, because them getting the season is not love. Just how much attention is this cartoon getting that it's getting multiple seasons in a year?
Well, the way they planned the show originally, it was only supposed to be once a year, but then again, they had the storytelling, and so they kind of wanted to do it more bi-monthly. So I think they set for like every 3 months. So from season 1 and 2, you had a big space, and then everything after that was every 3 months.
But is this something that other cartoons or anything like this is doing?
You know what? I have a feeling that they just the way the show works. I think they do the full 16 episodes in one take, and they just space them out when they release them
and call it a season.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I think that's what they're doing. But I love the series. I love the animation. The story gets fucking crazy.
All right.
So
I mean, well, listen, there's been tons of twists and turns already, so I'm definitely excited to see where they go next.
Yes. But yeah, August 10th.
Okay.
It returns August 10th. I think it's gonna be great. I can't wait to see it. I really. They've been really good.
I will be disappointed.
No, not at all. So my only disappointment of the last season is, like, don't give me a filler episode if you're going to give me 6 episodes. Don't give me fillers. No fillers. But the filler episode was really good. It's just that it bothered me. It was like, yo, I don't have a lot of time on these episodes. Don't want this story.
We were talking earlier, there's like a really good wrestling going on in August. There's this going down. And I'm thinking game-wise, what's coming out that I'm interested in and you might be interested in. Fucking Yakuza Kiwami 2 also comes out in August.
Yes.
So that's going to be a stacked month of just stuff that we're interested in. And that would lead into your experiences, because you said you're going through Zero right now.
Yeah, I'm going through Zero.
Having a really good time.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I got how the game works, and like how the sub missions and all that shit works, that you could do most of them like right away once you have the open world thing.
Mm-hmm.
So right now I'm with the dude with the eye patch.
Oh, Majima, yeah.
Majima. And I'm using him, and pretty much I'm doing I did like probably a huge chunk of his sub stories already.
Okay.
And I just been looking for the cards and just walking around, fighting people. I finally took down Mr. Takedown.
Mr. Shakedown? Okay, cool.
Asshole.
Yeah, he can be tough in the beginning, dude. Do not feel any shame in abusing him and being cheap. That's all I have to say. If you find some good weapons, fucking abuse him.
My best way of beating him was with the bat.
Yeah,
with that. Yeah.
It matches up real good with him. Yeah.
And that, and also his blocking doesn't take damage.
Yes. Yeah.
So I was able to do it like that. Well, he gave me like 100 million, so I was like, alright, yay. But then I got fucked up by the next one and took all my damn money. I hate you. But now I have the wallet that saves like half your money.
Oh yeah.
So I'm enjoying it though. The story is really good. You do have to read everything, but I don't mind it. Like I got really into the story. I haven't really done much of the story. I'm still in chapter 4. I'm just doing the sub stories more than anything. And
Yeah,
I've
that
just
can
been
become addictive, man. I think that's really fun.
yeah, and then also doing the little the dancing and the karaoke and all that shit.
So, my question to you is: besides which character do you like most? Which is your favorite mini game so far?
I like karaoke because I got better at it. Every mini game is kind of annoying to play, like the controls and shit. I don't get the mahjong. I don't get it. I don't know how
Yeah, I
to
haven't
play it.
learned that.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's
get
the
it.
one I think if you have to know how to play that.
Yeah, I won a couple games of it. I had no clue how. I go to the casino. I like blackjack. I know how to play blackjack pretty well, so I played blackjack. I like that one. The freaking mini games, Outrun. I've been playing Outrun like crazy.
Oh man, I forget. Yeah, they have the full faithful, and you know what's cool? They really keep that tradition throughout the entire series. There's like
Yeah.
usually about 4 or 5 full games in there.
Cool. Yeah, Outrun and the other game. I forget the name of it.
Is it Space Harrier?
Yeah, Space Harrier.
Yeah, and I know they try to keep it period appropriate.
Yeah, which makes sense. Not
So-
fun like that.
Not for nothing, Yakuza 6 has fully playable Virtua Fighter 5S.
Oh, crazy.
So you could just literally go to the arcade and just put a quarter in the in-game world and just sit there and play that game all day.
I think I probably won't touch 6 until I get there because I'm gonna do it in order. So 0, 1, 2, then Mommy 3, and I'll do 4, 5. They do 5, 4, and 5.
Yeah, and if you wait that way, you won't get burnt out because 3, 4, and 5 are ways off.
Okay.
But they have been the games have been doing so well that they have been saying that yes, we are going to do them, and it's probably most likely going to be soon. So it may be within the next year or so.
Cool.
So
Yeah, it gives me time, and also Spider-Man. It's going to take a lot of my time in September. So once September hits, yeah, I'm going to forget about everything. But that's the game I'm looking forward to the most.
has there been any more stuff recent for Spider-Man?
Not really. The last thing they showed us since E3 was that they mentioned the other bonus costume,
Okay.
which was the movie from Infinity War.
Oh yeah. The one that looks somewhat like Superior.
Yeah,
Yes. Okay.
it was the Iron Spider suit. Their Iron.
Yeah, they're yes.
It was that one, Punk Rock Spider-Man, and there's one more they have not mentioned.
Okay. Cool.
Which I like Punk Rock Spider-Man, so I was fine with that.
I never read that. What's that from?
When they did the Spider-Verse, they introduced different realities of Spider-Man, and one of them was Punk Rock Spidey. He had the mohawk and everything.
Gotcha.
That was a good read. If you get a chance to read it, the Spider-Verse shit, it was really good. Confusing as shit, but really good.
Confusing and shit. Really. Okay.
Yeah. But you see like the British Spider-Man, you see the Cosmic Spider-Man, you see Spider-Ham, you see Spider-Gwen, you see all of them.
And they have their own. Oh yeah, because they all have different.
They are even teaming. Even the '70s Spider-Man with the Zord teamed up with them.
Yes.
So you had every single
We are
Spider-Man.
Oh,
And
shit.
yeah, it was really good. I think this is the last week for that sale too. So Marvel Unlimited, if you're interested in reading Marvel books and like that, I think it's still 2 cents. Join and pay 2 cents, and you read a lot of comics.
Yes. And on the subject of comics, I was gonna tell you more about the Venom trade I had, the Spider-Man and Venom trade. But you know what? I feel it's more appropriate that we talk about something that nobody gives a shit about. Let's talk about these Valiant comics. I just want to go through these Valiant, and I got one Malibu. No, I got two. I have 2 Malibu.
Malibu. You know what series I have of Malibu that was actually quite good?
Let me guess. Was it The Strangers?
No.
Well, I have issue number 13. How about that? Guest starring Mantra. You remember Mantra?
Nope.
He looks like a poor man. No, I'm not gonna say poor man. He looks like a bootleg improvement? Question mark on Deathlock. He looks like a cyborg man with half a face. He looks like a black dude with a bald head. He has a cyber eye like Deathlock. He has the arms like Deathlock, but he's got this face on his belt, which looks like Bizarro's face if he had like jagged teeth. It's just this white face with squinty eyes, but it really reminds you of Bizarro. Is fucking Mantra. Everybody's favorite guest star on The Strangers, Malibu Comics. From the Ultraverse. You remember? What the fuck? Here's another one. Do you remember Magnus, Robot Fighter? Yeah, I don't either, but apparently, well, this one is much better. It's completely representative of the character. Is Magnus swinging in with a giant billboard showing his face of him smiling as he is heroically, I guess, kicking the shit out of a robot. The head is that robot's head is like cracking in the whatever's inside is flying out, and there's a woman screaming in horror. I don't understand what that is because I think
Mantra is a woman.
No, Mantra's a guy, or at least on the cover of this. So maybe it's not him.
It's not. That's not Mantra then.
Oh, so
Mantra is a chick. Yeah, it's like a really big boob chick too.
What she look like? What her costume?
She's she has like a white mask. She's got boobs.
Is it white and black her costume, or white and purple?
White and purple. Like there's one that kind of looks like Psylocke. As I think, all right, Mantra number 5. So this one, she has blonde hair, kind of looks like Cyclops. She looks like Psylocke and Warbird had a love child.
Psylocke and Warbird. That's interesting.
Mantra. Yeah, that's Mantra. It's a female character.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, this issue of The Strangers has a creepy man on the cover, and it does not tell you who he is at all. So I thought that he was Mantra, but apparently he's not. That's terrible. All right.
So you have.
I have issue number 13.
Yeah, I'm looking at the cover right now.
You see him, right?
And it has a dude that looks like, you know who he looks like? Remember Surf Ninjas?
Okay.
Leslie Nielsen's villain character.
Oh no. I forgot about that. Yeah.
That's who he looks like.
You're not wrong.
Oh man, they're so generic.
It's terrible.
This is like the How to Draw Superhero comics.
Yeah.
The book.
A little bit. Okay, now see if you can see the cover for Magnus Robot Fighter number 39.
Yeah, because so that's they don't have a name for that character.
And I would just like to say, holy shit, Magnus ran for 39 issues.
Yeah.
I like to see number 1. Man.
Mantra?
No, Magnus.
Magnus
Robot Fighter.
Magnus.
And then there's one more after that I'd like you to take a look at. And this is interesting because I think once you see the cover, you're gonna instantly go, oh, they just stole these characters.
Yeah. Well, that's the variant. Okay. All right. I kind of
see it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does look very familiar. Like I remember seeing this before.
And maybe even the artists are still drawing now, maybe, but like, man, it's just totally forgettable stuff.
Yeah.
And then this last one I want to bring up is Sludge. And he's only from Ultraverse. It's called Sludge, and it's Sludge number 2. Malibu Comics Sludge number 2. And the cover can only be described as what is 2 copyrighted characters fighting each other. It looks like a melted what's that guy's name? Like the Max or Pit. It's a giant muscle character from that era.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks like he pretty much just looks like,
because it's not quite the Hulk.
He's like a melted Venom.
A melted Venom, almost, yeah, but no mouth. And then he's fighting a guy that looks like Duke Nukem.
Yeah.
Literally. It's just Duke Nukem with gold armbands. There's nothing. And it's just like, Jesus Christ. How many issues did this Sludge last? Which one of these characters is Sludge? Because they both look like they could either be the hero
He's
or
the blue.
So your hero is the blue guy. So
Yeah.
Duke Nukem is that. Oh my. Anyway,
Oh, I see what you're talking about.
you see
Yeah,
that, right?
Sludge is the blue character.
Yeah. So he's fighting what looks like a ripped off. I'm gonna rip your head off and shoot down your neck.
Yeah. They already look like shit.
He's that uncle
and
that they never had.
and Malibu was tough.
Now, yeah, it was. This is the type of thing that people. Well, I don't think many people were alive. That let me think back. This is the '90s, dude.
I remember Prime. Prime was like
Remember
the
Prime?
Superman.
'91. Wow. I have issues of the Demon as well. I think that's probably one of my favorite. I don't know where it's from.
Yeah, I remember that character. Rafe.
I used to like that. He was okay.
X-Mutants.
X-Mutants. Remember Nightman? I think he was a.
Fuck Nightman. That stupid ass show.
It was
Nightman could go fuck himself.
See, so okay, so we can talk about that's the peak of Malibu, right?
Yeah.
They actually got a television show in the '90s, Nightman. It was incredibly cheesy, and it had some of the worst like flying in anything ever because he flew almost vertically but slid sideways. But damn it, if it didn't have the most catchy intro song ever.
Oh man, I remember
Saxophone in the Club. It was basically the ultimate Kenny G. It was
Alright.
Kenny G, but a superhero.
something that Malibu did have. They actually had the rights to 2 fighting franchise comic books. That one was actually really good, and one was pretty terrible.
I can tell you the terrible one.
Street Fighter.
We could probably honestly say that Malibu having Street Fighter is what made people not want to see Street Fighter comics for so long.
Yeah,
It just made it not popular, made it not a thing.
and thank you, Don Studios, for
Yes.
doing what they did.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mortal Kombat. Also,
Tell me about that because you said that that was good.
Malibu did actually a good Mortal Kombat comic book. They did more depth into the storylines, and they had depth, they had killing, they had a lot of fights. It was actually really good.
Did it follow the storyline of specifically the movie or the game?
It was between 1 and 2.
1 and 2. Oh, interesting. Okay.
It was
I
not
check that out, man.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad of a comic.
Just listen,
And Malibu ran that into it.
just saying Malibu and not bad. Although, no, I'm not gonna give Valiant shit because Valiant, they were and still are like a better company all around. Like you can find some Valiant stuff that you like. I did like X-Men War. But I really can't say the same for Prime
What?
and all that.
Valiant, they also own, they have Bloodspot.
They have Bloodspot, which is cool, which is the real life incarnation of Jason David Frank.
Yeah, now it's, pretty much. And then I think that one's getting a movie made with this guy, Vin Diesel.
As Bloodspot?
Yep.
Interesting. I don't even understand.
I have no interest in it. But
why couldn't it be Jason David Frank?
you know what's crazy is the fact that they have a whole Valiant like live action show on this.
Ninjak is there.
Yeah. Yeah, Ninjak is Johnny Mundo.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool. So what? In the actual movie version, he's gonna be in that one?
No, he's they do Bat and the Sun is doing like little mini series for them.
Yeah.
And Ninjak is Johnny Mundo.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Did he cut his hair?
No, he's just long hair, just changed.
Okay. Cool. I like it.
Yeah, they were doing it in Jason David Frank's Bloodspot. Yeah.
So, all right. Well, that was a cool bit of news, but then you made me sad by saying Vin Diesel. So,
Yes.
thanks a lot.
Cool. Yeah, Malibu with Mortal Kombat actually went on for a little bit. They actually had quite a few books, and the artist art actually wasn't bad either.
Okay. Cool.
That's something to check out. They actually had a decent artist on there.
Yeah, that's definitely something to look for.
But now WB owns Mortal Kombat, so everything with Mortal Kombat now will be probably under DC.
DC. Do you know if they publish Injustice?
Yeah.
Cool. So, I mean, I guess that's where the efforts are going to the Injustice comics, because I have not seen any MK comics.
No, they haven't had a comic book in a long time.
And that's actually surprising. Like, you bring that up. That's a good point. Those are people who could definitely benefit from that.
Exactly. I think the last comic they had was for the X.
Okay.
And it had 36 issues. It ran January.
That's like if it was good, that's about the same amount of issues that Superior Spider-Man had.
Yeah.
So that's not bad.
Yeah, that was the last one. What's that?
All right, so now I let you pique my interest.
Yes.
And didn't? Oh no, I'm thinking of Milestone. Milestone was Static Shock.
And that was part DC. Yeah, that was part DC. Milestone was DC. Marvel bought out Malibu.
Marvel? Really?
Marvel bought out Malibu. Yeah.
So they own those. Oh, yeah. Oh, well. No, because I'm thinking of Image. I'm like, yeah, that's right. But they have Image characters now.
Who?
Marvel, because they own freaking Angelica.
Yeah, they own that character, and that was the only one they own.
And no, they have Voodoo too from Wildcats. But they changed what she is though. She's not anything like she used to be.
No, Voodoo is that's in DC.
She's in DC?
Yeah.
Okay.
Marvel only owns Angelica because the creator of that character signed on, and that's something they added. It was her. He owned the rights to it and sold it to Marvel.
Now,
but because even Grifter is part of DC.
Okay, so those characters being in DC, is DC owning Image, or is that just another deal?
No, they well, Wildstorm was Jim Lee's company.
Okay.
That was Jim Lee's first. That was Jim Lee's comic side, I think.
Yeah.
So he owned that. So when he went to work with DC, he took Wildstorm with him.
Oh, so that's even cooler. So he can basically bring that brand wherever he goes.
That's his, yeah.
Nice.
And they did. That's why the Stormwatch characters are there. The Grifter, the Wildcat characters are there because he created them.
Mm-hmm.
Those are his characters.
That's cool. That's like being a free agent in wrestling.
Because it's crazy. Because during that time in Image, during that ending of that time in Image, it was like 3 different sections of Image. You had Wildstorm Comics Image, which was Jim Lee's. You had Double Deuce Image, which was I forgot who ran that one, but I know they were doing a lot of the famous property comics. So they did G.I. Joe, which was amazing. They did that was the one responsible for the rise of the G.I. Joe comic was done. And then you also had regular Image, which still did like Invincible, Spawn, and all that stuff, which was ran still by like Tom McFarlane and other people.
Okay, cool. Right.
So one thing, Jim Lee was smart with his. Like he made sure like all his characters is his, like they're mine. That's it.
That's very, very smart.
Yeah,
and it's interesting that you can really do that, because I wouldn't think that they would let you. You know what I mean? Like I thought they were so strict. They were like, we're just not going to use them. Period.
Yeah.
But they actually find uses for the. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Malibu. Malibu was bought by Marvel. Fuck Nightman.
Why you gotta be like that?
I hate Nightman.
Nightman was my favorite. Like
you can't say that with a straight face.
No, yes I could. Right, maybe. Not now. You gotta let me not think about this moment first.
Nightman was terrible.
Okay. Yes, but you have to understand. I came from liking all those really bad. Remember the Saturday evenings? during the 90s, which was filled with all the
Hercules,
yeah. And Nightman was one of the earlier shows on a different channel, but it was like in that block of here's your Saturday fantasy, whatever. So none of those shows were really good. You could argue maybe Xena was the best one.
Yeah.
Up until a certain point.
Yeah. And then she just became a lesbian.
But it wasn't even that. That show became super ham-fisted about that whole thing.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have to put Gabrielle in such a bad position in that show. That's what I feel. Like they had to really mess with her character and like that.
Yeah. By the end of the season, we are lesbians.
Yeah, didn't they have like a whole show tune thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. That wasn't how you handled that. And we know that now. Make a big fucking deal in a show and like fanfare. It's like just a regular person. Dude. You know how many Romans was behind the scenes doing what they was doing? They wasn't out in the street like, see, Julius Caesar, great Caesar's dick. But you know what I'm saying? They weren't that over the top and overt. Nobody really depicted it that way. So yeah, that was just that whole tone deafness.
Yes.
But still a funny ass show.
But you gotta remember that you were younger. And your taste would not have been the same.
Everybody was younger.
And I think if you watched it now, you'd be like, ugh.
No, I was like, back then. I knew that this was just like, don't push this like this.
They had a TV movie. They had a TV movie. That was, I think it would be a combination of the first 2 episodes. I remember seeing that. Okay. And it actually coming out, it was on a VHS.
Okay.
Nightman. They try to print it. Oh, it's the new character. They were trying to make VHSs of it and shit.
Oh, don't make me have to track that down.
Yep. Well, I think it's the first 2 episodes. I don't think it was like its own movie. It was probably like the first 2 episodes combined in that one VHS.
I mean, I'm just saying, if the VHS is probably worth way too much money.
Or maybe they just give it to you. Like, here. You
take it off my hands?
Yes.
I feel cursed.
I feel like I own this too long. I don't know why I own this.
It's draining my life. Please take it away from me.
Exactly.
Every time I go to sleep, I hear saxophones. I don't know why.
This stupid big-ass red eye.
Yeah, dude. It was such a bad show. It was like... But to me, was my favorite combination of heroes. Batman and Gambit.
Yeah,
because he had the headquarters, he had the car, he had the gadgets, and then he was a smooth saxophone player, except he didn't have the accent. That was it. He was a badass. Terrible.
No one would play the saxophone like the dude from Lost Boys.
Well, maybe saxophone. What's that guy? Was it Epic Sax guy?
Yeah, that's the same guy.
That's
who they based it on. The Epic Sax guy was him.
All right, you know
that
what?
He was dancing with the sax and shit.
All right, you know what? I stand corrected. You right. Right. Because that's the most epic of saxophone people.
So you know what's crazy? So they have Lost Boy pops, and I was like, yo, there's no sax guy. And I was like, yo, I would want that pop. That would be the pop I'll buy of Lost Boys. Would be the saxophone guy. I was like,
I would
that
buy
dude.
Bill.
Yeah.
I buy Bill. I buy his character because I liked him in that way. He didn't really say much.
But I was like, damn. I was like, that's one person that you should make a pop of is the sax guy. Mm-hmm. I've never seen someone with so much passion into the saxophone like that.
Is there a Kenny G pop? There has to be.
No, I don't think there is.
Come on, it has to be Kenny G.
I don't think there is.
I'm gonna petition that.
Kenny G pop? You'd be 1 out of 3 people that probably buy it.
Don't you dare say that. You and both know that is me and a bunch of like middle-aged women.
Yeah, middle-aged women.
No, not just white ladies. You would be surprised how many people get down with Kenny G. I'm just saying.
It has to play this music though. If it doesn't play the music, it's just Howard Stern. Yeah, because if you don't play the music, then it's just a Howard Stern looking pop with flute.
With a saxophone, you right? Damn.
He played the flute.
No, he played a lot of wind instruments.
Yeah.
He was like Yanni. Remember Yanni?
Yeah. I wonder how long he can stay underwater.
Talking about Yanni?
No.
Oh, you talking about Kenny?
Mhm.
Oh, you're right. He could probably go into space.
Probably.
All right, I think we're gonna call it. So, Kenny G is space. Oh shit. All right. Well, all right, Merc, we made it. This has been another great episode. Thank you for joining me. This has been another episode of It Gets Better, I Swear. Please follow us on all of our social media: Facebook, RedCycloneInc, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram. We have a WordPress blog as well, where we put these episodes up, and SoundCloud. Also follow Merc with the Mic. You can find all of his stuff there as well. You will find the Wrestling Babble podcast, as well as his other playthroughs. Anything you're going through right now, Merc?
Right now, I'll probably start the SNES one starting this week.
Cool. I'm currently going through the recording of the Fantasy Star Universe, so I should have one up either later today or tomorrow, and we can go through that terrific journey together. Let's see. Definitely, I will be going through some PS2 games now that I have that ability. So we'll see how those come out. I'm pretty sure Elgato handles those things, perfectly fine. It has a setting for all that. It's not too old. I don't think there's any setting for PS1. But I would also say, who the hell cares? You just put it inside of PS3 and it works. So there you go.
There you go.
So there's gonna be some stuff coming. I want to do Chaos Legion. That's like one of my favorite games.
Yes, that's the one that was kind of like Devil May Cry, but you had like a legion of people.
Yes, actually, there's some lineage there. One of the people who was involved with that game splintered off, and I think he was given his own project, and that's what he made. So again, that game is way better than Devil May Cry 2. So I don't know why it doesn't get any
The
love.
dude had like red hair and shit.
Yes.
And
the cool thing is, rumor has it, is there's a throwback to that game in Devil May Cry 5. That the third, I didn't know there was 3 playable characters, but apparently the third character can summon multiple things to fight for him.
Okay.
So if that means that they're bringing that system back and they're just giving it a new coat of paint, I'm all in, because it's a seriously underrated game, especially the soundtrack. It's one of those games where it's like, there's a few things here where you look at it and you say to yourself, there was no reason for there to be this much effort into this one detail, and that game's soundtrack is one of those things. There was no reason, but they went all in. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Cool.
If you ask me, it's better than any Devil May Cry soundtrack, even 3.
Yes. I remember playing it. Like I remember playing it a long time ago.
It was hard as shit. You play on it.
Yeah.
It probably turned people off. It wasn't easy.
Chaos Legion was good. I remember liking the game. I just don't remember it. Last but not least, Hogan got reinstated to WWE.
In an official capacity?
Yeah.
For what? When? Where?
The Hall of Fame just now. Like,
Just now? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's going to be next year, WrestleMania?
Well, he was in the Hall of Fame already.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean this is just his official recognition?
Yeah.
As welcome back, we can talk about you and make money off of you again.
Exactly. Like, we just want you to make money. We can sell some Hulkamania shirts and shit.
So that means he might be coming back in some type of on-screen role, or no?
Maybe they're not pushing it. Maybe they're like, all right, we see. Now just shut the fuck up and you do interviews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, we did talk about if we want this a while ago.
Yeah.
Has your mind changed? Do you care, or do you still not want him there?
I don't care.
You don't care. Okay. All right.
I don't care. Hogan is Hogan. Like, for what he did for what the business is, he deserves
What he
spot.
said, it doesn't deserve that much.
I think he got out of content, but then again, he also has to realize that he's a person of. He has a person. He's a big figure.
He's a person of influence. Yes.
Exactly.
Him saying, I'll put it this way. I think about it now, it doesn't bother me, but him saying what he says and who he is the equivalent of John Cena doing the same thing.
Yeah.
after all this time, all the goodwill he's made of him saying something negative like that, people think the world of what he says. So I get it. But my take on this, and this will be the last thing for this episode, is don't bring him back in an on-screen capacity unless it's going to be something worthwhile.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to see no more NWO bullshit. I don't want to see him just coming every week and just do his entrance and then that's it, and he just walks away. He just and does nothing. Give him something to do that means something.
Make him a GM.
He can't be worse than Kurt Angle, who just stands around and gets beat up.
Angle, what are you doing? Every time I see Kurt Angle, what are you doing?
He just gets owned by Stephanie every week, or the Constable, or Kevin Owens. It doesn't matter, like every week. So yeah, do something different.
Yes.
All right, y'all.
And also, Braun Strowman should be in jail.
He should have been under the jail. Roman Reigns did nothing wrong. That's a new T-shirt. Roman Reigns did nothing wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. That's it.
Peace out.
Joining us. Peace.
Always follow Jenkins.
And don't forget.
Later.